finally, officially have a Steelers offensive coordinator, and it's Matt Canada. Now, I don't know why they decided to wait a week from when they initially put out the report, when we initially came in here and reported on it. Obviously, they did a couple of interviews in between there, but now it is official. Matt Canada is the Steelers offensive coordinator. And I guess I'll start with my initial thoughts. We talked about this last week in terms of why we liked it. I thought that he's obviously very young and he could bring in some fresh ideas. Doesn't have a lot of NFL experience, but just in terms of offensive coordinator experience, obviously he was very creative at Pitt. Now, I don't think, the more I thought of it, I don't think we'll see the full extent of his creativity that we saw when he was at Pitt. I don't think we'll see that level stuff at the NFL level because it's, just a lot more talent, a lot more speed defensively. Like, you're not going to get some of these mismatches that you're able to create from a collegiate standpoint. But as a whole, I'm with it. My biggest thing that I want to see from him, though, is him take control. If you're the OC, I want you to act like you're the OC. Don't be another yes man. We've seen that, and that wasn't acceptable. I don't think that, and even though I do think the team believes in Matt Canada, I don't think that they will stand by him if this year looks terrible and next year looks, wacky as well. I don't think that they're willing to invest in him to that extent, even though I don't necessarily feel that it would be his fault if the offense were to start slow or be slow these next 2 years, because everything that's surrounding it and the potential change that could be made. But as a whole, man, I'm not opposed to the Matt Canada signing. We talked about, was it Pep Hamilton that interviewed, and obviously Hugh Jackson, and even Ike Hilliard, who was the Steelers wide receivers coach that interviewed for the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator position. If those were the pot that you had to pick from, I don't mind you going with youth and the uncertainty over the classical, in terms of your Hugh Jackson and stuff like that.
No, dude. Well, what do you think with this? Do you think that they did the interviews for PR purposes then? Because the initial reports were Canada was the guy, but then there was a lot of backlash. And then all of a sudden, we're interviewing Hugh Jackson, we're interviewing Pep Hamilton, it's not completely closed. And then now, no, it's Matt Canada.
Well, I will say this, it is funny. I didn't think of this because I don't like to think like this typically. But when you said, man, when they doing this for the PR, and then I look at the two candidates, I said, man, you check the two boxes right here. Minority interview, Rooney Rule. I'm not going there, but I could definitely see how that could look, because they definitely, for a fact, a week ago, that was a report. Canada's the guy. Then all of a sudden it's,
dude, we did a whole podcast on it.
We did, exactly.
I don't know who the reports were coming from, but I think they were pretty official,
they were coming directly from Steelers beat writers, the people that I value, the people that we work closely with because of just the close-knit group of media surrounding the Steelers. So, and all of the reports were right. We saw that. They just, for some reason, the Steelers wanted to do their whole, wait a week, get our interviews in. Yeah, that's it. But literally, the reports were true. So it does kind of like a formality in terms of the interviews. It won't get talked about on a big time level, which is good. But if this was for a head coaching position, this would definitely have raised some red flags. This would have definitely have caused a little bit of a stir up just because of the timing of everything.
What? Just
from an optics standpoint. Because the optics, it doesn't look good. It looks like they didn't interview anyone and they had interviewed Canada and said, hey, that's our guy. And then from there, you kind of hear the rumblings and all of a sudden it's, all right, well, we did interview two other people. Here we go, right here. We're good. All right. But this is still our guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, because whenever we talked about it last podcast or two podcasts ago, I think, that was our sentiment of, all right, we're good with Canada, but we would at least like you to exhaust all your resources to see who else you could potentially hire or bring in here. Maybe there is a better guy out there. But now, looking back, now that it's just Canada's the guy, I guess it does make you just question a little bit. But I don't know, because what if it was Hugh Jackson or Pep Hamilton? We wouldn't have these questions at all. It just so happens that the report came out with Canada, and I don't know, maybe it's like a hindsight 2020 thing as well. Who knows? But yeah, it does just make you question a little bit.
Right. But and like I said, because it's the Steelers,
and like you said, it was legitimate sources.
Like that, it was though, and that's like, for a fact. This deal, in theory, was done. Like that was their guy. Those reporters that I know, they wouldn't have put that out there if that wasn't the case. So yeah, But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I mean,
no, yeah, we're fine with it. Like we said, I mean,
yeah.
I was good with any of those because there was a positive spin that you could put with any of the guys that we interviewed, for sure.
Another episode is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbooking app. Not only is it safe, but it is secure and reliable. And for all the first-time users out there, if you use the promo code MOATS, you'll receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. So, Deke, tell them all to stop wasting time, download the app, and use the promo code so they can get an opportunity to make a little money.